And right. Welcome, welcome, and let me just check this feed here. Perfect. Welcome. If you are wondering, see, and if you are nervous about what's happening in the stock market, okay, and what your financial future will be like, okay, or if you just worked for some company and you feel, that hey, well, it doesn't matter, you didn't feel anything right away, then I want you to listen close, please. Even if you work for some company and you have an IRA, 401k, or some kind of a savings and retirement with them, then that is getting affected, even though it has not hit you right away, okay, as it has hit other people who have those direct IRAs, 401ks, or other savings investments and stuff, so then okay, I have the answers, okay, and I'm going to share it with you everything today. All right. First of all, like our topic today is how to win in the stock market game. All right. So let me just share it with you folks. Okay. This is what all is possible with the stock market. Okay, and this is that same S&P 500 that we hear about. Okay, this is the money put into that one. See, back in 1999, and in the black line, it is the people who had followed the strategies that I'm about to share with you. They are not concerned about what at all is going on. Okay, versus in the red, it is that people who are invested traditionally the way we are programmed to, okay, quote unquote, play the stock market game. All right. So these are the kind of results. I'll be going into this thing, in a minute. But before that, let me share it with you. Who am I? And why should you even be listening to me? All right. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you. You are at the right place if you have any kind of a savings or retirement, or if you are concerned about any uh, uh, with all this thing crashes happening and stuff like that. So let me share it with you. Let me get into this one because I want to spill out everything to you so that way you can be fully protected. All right. So my name is Bir Grewall. I'm an India-born Sikh American. You're if financial strategist, advisor, and an author with a proven track record. All right, and I'm going to prove everything to you. And I just showed you my track record, but I'll go into details on that one. Okay, and so if you can overlook my turban and my uncut here, see, because this is a part of my Sikh religion. We don't cut over here, we don't drink or smoke, and all of us, our roots are in northwestern part of India. All right, so then I have something really, really important information to share with you, so that way you can be completely at peace even during this this volatile, very, very volatile times. All right. So also let me share with you, how did I get to be at this level? How can I claim this? All right. Well, I had been in the financial services industry since the early 80s. I was pretty successful, and I had several national quality awards, standard of excellence and stuff. I thought I had the world in the palm of my hands. Then things happened one after the other. Okay, just like this coronavirus has changed everything in the last few weeks only. You know, then things happened that were completely out of my control. Okay, and I lost everything to foreclosure, including my custom built hilltop home in Aliso Viejo, California. All right. I will never ever forget that day in September 1995 when the marshals came and we had to leave that house. And I'll never forget that scene when we were leaving. I just looked back at my wife. I could not see that, and I felt, I let my family down, and that was the turning point, that changed everything around. And at that time, when I was looking at my wife carrying our 1-month-old son in her arms, I said, well, I am never, ever, ever going to let this thing happen to me or my family or anyone that I come across. All right. So I knew that the answers are there, and I wanted to find answers, to how to have financial security and peace of mind no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and we do not realize it, no matter what happens to our health. We never stop to think about it, that we are the money making machine for our family. We are the Federal Reserve Bank for our family, and what if this machine breaks down? You have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, or something like that, or any kind of critical illness or injury or something like that. And at that time, income stops because you're running to the doctors and hospitals. Bills do not stop, and financial disaster starts for most of the people. All right. And so I said, no. You're okay that these answers probably are there somewhere. And I had a gut feeling. And then I set out, on my journey to find those answers. And it took me years, and what I discovered produced amazing results. And also what I discovered, the people, the rich and famous, who are taking their money to whole new levels, they just don't use the regular financial strategies. They use those proven strategies too. Plus, they make Uncle Sam their business partner, and those laws and regulations relating to the safe growth of money to their advantage. And these things ain't anything creative that I'm sharing with you. No, these IRS rules had been there on the books for over a century. This is just not something new came up. And then what I saw was, those laws have been on the books for decades. And, the rich and famous are using it. And now I'm going to be sharing all of this thing. And the reason that I'm sharing this thing, see, usually this had been, reserved for our high net worth clients. But when I saw what is happening to the economy right now, I just could not sit back. I said, well, there are people, who might be confused, and who need my help. Okay, so then I just got up and I am just, this is my please, this is my humble give back to you and the community and the country that I love, that has given me so much this thing. And there is nothing I'm seeking in return. All right. And if you feel that I make sense, then all I ask is, then go ahead and share with your friends and family, post it on your social media, let everyone benefit, okay? And my mission right now is to empower you, empower anyone that will listen, that, hey, you do not have to fear. You can get the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. You can safely grow your money and have financial security and peace of mind for yourselves, and your family, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, and no matter what happens to the taxes, and no matter what happens to your health. And in the end, I am going to show it to you what are those IRS rules and regulations, that you can use yourselves to take your money to whole new levels, and also how to automate all of this process, so that way you're not concerned. You think, okay, well, today the market went down, you get excited, and tomorrow it drops, then you're feeling depressed, and we do not realize it this way, folks. Let's just assume that you have $500,000 in your savings or retirement. If you're starting out, don't worry about it. I just want to give you this thing, the effects of these things. And the market goes down just 10% only. You guaranteed lost your $50,000 instantly. Now, just think about it. How long will it take for you to recover from that? And it could take a long time. Now, another myth that I want to bust it up front is that we think, hey, if I lost 10%, I will be fine if it goes up 10%. No, 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 no. If you lost 10%, you need to get make 20% just to get back to where you were before the losses. Now, if you lost, 50%, you have to make 100%. And in the last crash, people lost between 40 to 60%, almost half of their money, right? And but it does not have to happen. And the people who had used these very strategies that I'm going to be showing you are way ahead of other people who might have recovered those from those financial losses, plus that housing crash losses. Right? So I'm so glad you are joining me, and this could be a life changer, but you have to take action, and things are developing so fast, so you have to take action fast on these things. All right, so let's get into this one. I showed it to you that this is the kind of results that you can get in this example. These are to be taken as an example only, because I do not know your particular situation. And so without that, please, I cannot say that you will get these kinds of results here. All right, but this is all possible. So I'll be going into that in a minute. Right. So now and then. We show you how to make Uncle Sam your business. So I have a lot to share with you. Kick back and relax. And now another thing, if I may, please just clear off your hard drive in the brain, and I want you to get it. What I'm trying to say, please do not justify, and that will distract you, from getting it, right? So you can justify after this thing to see what you were doing or what you were not doing, and what you should be doing, and so analyze that afterwards. For right now, I want you to just get everything. All right, and so to get to this level, everyone wants to. I've never heard anyone, but no. There's a way how to get to that level. You're right, and I showed you. I just did not. You wake up one day that, hey, I'm going to be a financial strategist and advisor with a proven track record. No. I did my research. I looked for those nuggets from everywhere, and then looked into those IRS rules and laws, that I'll be sharing with you in the end, which exactly those ones are, so you can use it to your advantage, So, and I'm going to spill the beans, like they call it, So, all right. So, to know, to get to that level, we have to understand how the money works. And once you understood it, okay, then you got it. All right. So I'm going to show you how to make the money work for you instead of you alone working for the money. I call the analogy of 2, 3, 4 horses working for you is much better than you working alone. All right, and to get to those big dreams and stuff, working overtime, and or if you're a business, working 60, 70, 80 hours and stuff like that. No, 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 no. What I'm going to show you, that's okay, old thinking. And what I'm going to show is, okay, the rich and famous, okay, how while sitting in a resort, sipping on those pina coladas and margaritas and stuff, they are making money, so that's what my wish for you is, and you are going to be empowered with all of that knowledge today. So also, I'm going to show you how to optimize your current assets, whatever you currently have. It's very easy. People can say, well, oh, bring in new money, we'll just put it somewhere, and then hopefully there is no coronavirus crash or anything like that. I'm going to show you how to take the guesswork out of everything. So please stay, listen very close. All right, here we go. I call this thing $1 million dash. All right. So don't worry, this is not a lofty goal. And in the next slide, I'm going to show it to you. I'll be proving it to you here as to how ordinary people can be millionaires and millionaires be billionaires. So I'm going to show you everything. So this is a $1 million dash to your financial independence. All right, and and it's exactly the same $1. It's got 100 cents in that same dollar. So it's exactly same dollar. Some people are crawling with that. Some people are walking with that. And some people are jogging with that. This is the IRAs and 401ks. It's a step in the right direction, but okay, I'm going to show you how you put a turbo booster to your money, okay, to take your money to whole new levels by making Uncle Sam and the laws your business partner, okay, and they will take your money to whole new levels. All right. So now let me show you what I mean by that. It's just amazing, folks. This is how ordinary people can become millionaires. Right? So please listen very close. This is $1 doubling every period for 20 periods, like 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 and stuff, right? And that 20 periods, it is not 20 years, okay, it can be 20 days, 20 weeks, 20 months, no. Just, no, okay, it's 20 periods, all right? Now, this column is taxed as earned when that money is taxed, when you earn anything, and this is the right way to do it because, by the way, I'm never going to tell you how to lie or cheat on taxes or any kind of creative ways. No, 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 no. Knowing what I know, no one has to ever do that. Right? But knowledge is power, and that is what I'm sharing, and that's what I will be sharing with you throughout all of this thing. So please listen very close. All right. So this dollar doubling every period for 20 periods, right? And like I said, it can be 20 days, 20 weeks, it doesn't have to be 20 years, all right? So here, 1 to 2, it doubles up $1 to $2, then you have to pay taxes, right? And which everyone should. And then the rest of it doubles, then you pay the taxes again, and it keeps on going for 20 periods. It will get up to be about $28,000 if it is taxed as earned the way it should be. All right. Now, this is tax-free environment, and IRS says if you set up this money, according to the IRS rules, and it complies with those TEFRA laws, then you can have your cake and eat it too. Then you can come out of this category into the tax-free category. Now, if that same dollar is in the tax-free environment, look at it, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 and stuff, it will be over $1 million in 20 periods. All right, folks. No wonder many people, they don't know what they don't know. They are doing the right thing. They are paying their taxes and stuff. But that same Uncle Sam that collects the taxes says, that if you can set up the money according to their rules, which I'll be showing you in the end, and it complies with those TEFRA laws, and then okay, you come out of this $28,000 category into the $1 million category. Now, your IRAs and 401ks are about halfway in here because they are tax deferred, but you have to pay taxes when you take the money out. This one is tax free all the way. All right. So this is how ordinary people can become millionaires, and millionaires. If you are already you're very successful, you're right. Millionaires, you just add a few zeros to this one, and you are on track to be a billionaire. All right. So, folks, this is knowledge is power, like I said, and then it becomes this easy to be, okay, and it's exactly the same dollar. The rich and famous have figured out these things, and today, if you were thinking about anything, okay, then you are going to be empowered with that same thing. Now, here is $100,000. Earning 8% for 30 years, and so if it is in the tax desert, and that's the way it should be, we have to pay taxes at the end of the year from what we earn, right? It will grow up to be about $500,000, and that same 100,000 at 8%, if it is in a tax-free environment, it will be over $1 million. So this is how ordinary people become millionaires, and this is how you can be on that track. And if you have already reached that success, okay, you are already a millionaire, just add some zeros to it to be a billionaire. So this is how it happens. Now let's just do another analogy. All right, there are 4 phases of retirement and savings. So the first one is contribution phase, when we are young and saving for our future, whether it's in savings or retirement, it doesn't matter. All right. Then accumulation is the middle ages. This is when the money is accumulating, and then distribution is at retirement, when you take the money out, and transfer is when you check out from the world to be with the Lord. Yes, you're right, and so. Here, the people who are crawling with it, yes, these people have earned my respect because they are doing the right thing. They are paying their taxes, okay, and then because it's not their fault, they don't know any better. They don't know what they don't know, all right? And I'm going to show you that how from here, okay, oh, by the way, here's IRAs and 401ks. Right? They are a step in the right direction. You get tax deferred, and when you take the money out, or when you check out from the world, that's when you pay the taxes. So, but if you have it, to put the turbo booster, if you have your money in, you get these 4 green circles. That's how you put the turbo booster, and here it is. If your money grows, compounds, pays out, and transfers at death, and all in tax-free environment, that's how you put a turbo booster to your money, folks. This is how it's that same $1, and how and where you put it makes the difference. Now, I shown it to you how you make Uncle Sam and the laws your business partner to take your money to whole new levels. How you tax free. Now let's get back into this thing. How you beat the stock market at their game. All right, and let me now get into the complete details. On this one. All right. Now, This strategy, we call it, this is by the way, this is an example only because I do not know your situation, okay, and what tax brackets and so many, there are so many variables, but still, this is how this is the kind of results you can achieve, all right. So now this is 500,000, $500,000, put into this account back in 1999, all right. And so let me share with you the strategy. It's called missed fortune strategy because people miss out fortunes because they don't know what they don't know. All right, and you are only told that hey, you invested into the stock market, and so there, yes, there's ups and downs, and now during these kinds of times, okay, they tell you that wow, you are still lucky, you did not lose that much as the other guys. Hey, knowing what I know, you don't have to be the other guy, okay? And you should not be losing your penny, even a penny. And you should be, your principal should be safe, and you should be keeping all the, you should be keeping all the profits up till that time. And so this strategy is called upside only of the stock market. And when it goes up, you go upside to it, okay, up to a cap. Then you lock in that profits at the end of the year, all right, and then that becomes a reset, new reset point, and then restart after that, all right, without the downside risk. That's what this strategy is called. Your upside only of the stock market, reset and restart without the downside risk. And you get to keep, see, here it is, you get to keep the profits also. Your principal is safe, and then you get to keep the profits. So first year the market went up to those caps, and by the way, these results are up to those caps. Yes, you're right. Now, with our strategy, there is a cap, and the other side of that same coin is that with that cap, you get to keep your profits as well as your principal is safe. All right. So these numbers are even with those caps. So don't get greedy. And so in the black, the way we set it up, and in the red, it is someone directly in that same very fund. All right, and here is 2007, 8, and 9. So after this one, first year, okay, then the market went down for 2 years. Your money froze there. Even though it's liquid to you, you can take it out anytime, but it is frozen from losses. You do not lose a penny, and you don't make anything either. All right. Then the market starts to go back up, you participate with it, okay, you start to go up with it, you're right. And here is 2007, 8, and 9, that's when that big crash happened, you're right. Your money was locked in, all the profits, and your principals were safe, locked in. For those years, you did not make anything. And then after that, okay, the market starts going up, you start to go up with it. And at this time, okay, when we made this graph, the results were okay, that $418,000 here, people who were in the market, and with us, it was $107,000. Now, another thing is, okay, this is knowing how the game, how the money works, and how the game of money is played. Now, if the market goes up 10%, how much do you think this one will go up? About 42,000. And how much do you think this one will go up? About 107,000. Folks, this is knowing how the money works. You're right. So we loss proofed it, and and getting only the upside. So I want you to not be scared of the stock market. Our clients, even during that last crash, they were not worried. Okay, because their money was safe, and it's all on autopilot. You don't have to do manually nothing at all. You're right. When it starts to go back up, it goes back up, and so this thing frees you up from any worries, and you can go start enjoying life, rather than having worries. So our clients, those people who have used these strategies, yes, okay, are not worried even right now. how much the market goes down and not, they are not affected. And that's my wish for you also. And, but you have to take action fast, because, the money that's in there, it is losing fast. We don't know. They said, this bloodbath is just starting, both in the stock market and the financial side. And the next one coming very, very soon is, and this the pundits predicting, is that a housing crash is going to start. And if you are a homeowner that has any kind of an equity in it, yes, okay, please, I'll be coming up to this one after I explain this thing here. All right. So then, see, we showed you how to get the upside of the stock market without the downside risk, right? And then if you set up, I just showed it to you, to have that money grow, compound, and pay out all tax free. Then if this money is set up, that's when you put another turbo booster to it, So this is how it's done. Now, let me just put some numbers to this thing too, so that way you will get absolute clarity and you will not even be wondering, yeah, man, that sounded pretty interesting, but how is it done? What are the results? Let's check out those results. This is back in 1997. Okay, these are the results. And this very first column in the gray is okay, the stock market, that same fund, S&P 500, okay, and what their returns are. And the second column is our strategy that I just showed you. And we are just putting the numbers to all of this thing. All right. And these are other, you can put it in different funds and with different strategies, but this is my favorite. And this is all, and it's all set up on autopilot. You do not have to think or worry about it. All right. So in 1997, the stock market went up 31.1%, and at that time, in this particular particular situation, the cap was 12.5%. So you made a 12.5% right here. Okay, excuse me. And then 1998, it went up 26.67%. You made 12.5%. And then 1999, 19.53%, 12.5. Then the market crashed in the, you started coming down in 2000. Negative, you lost 10.14%. And here, zero. You didn't make anything, you didn't lose either, and you kept all your principal as well as the gains up to that time. All right. Then next year, 2001, 13.40. 2002, negative 23%. You didn't lose anything. Then in 2013, 2003, it goes up 26.38%, but you made 12.5%. All right. Now let's look at it. Come down 20-year average onto this one. All right. With all the ups and downs and stuff in the S&P, you averaged out 5.7%. And with us, even with those caps, because you didn't lose the money, your money is safe, as well as you have kept the profits also. You ended up with 7.3% return. Folks, this is what it is. You're right. And here you could lose your shirt also, right? And we take the guesswork out of this one. And then you make that money, that 7.3%, okay, tax free. Wow, that is what takes your money to a whole new level. All right. So, are you getting it? Now, let me share with you one more important thing. I had just mentioned that those same pundits are saying, well, I mean, it's not, we don't have to rely on pundits anymore. With all the scare going on right now, okay, people have built up so much equity and stuff in their homes, right? And pretty soon that panic is going to set out. Some people will want to, anyway, the housing crash is coming, folks. Okay, I don't have to go into that one. All right. And so now Federal Reserve Bank study came up in 2006. All right. At that time, they had said what we've been doing for our customers, for our clients for a long time, we are that home equity planning, we call it, and so we've been doing that. And so basically, they said same thing. This is what that Federal Reserve Bank study said. Hey, if you have any the home equity in your home should be separated and put to work to boost your savings as well as your retirement and to reduce your risk. It's not me saying it. Federal Reserve Bank study came up. Yes, you're right. And then they said that hey, that equity should be separated and put onto a side fund where it is, yes, okay, it's not trapped in the house. And we've been saying here, houses or homes are meant to be lived in, not to store cash. And another myth, let me bust it right now, is that hey, you say, well, yes, okay, well, the home is appreciating value, so many people leave their equity inside there, that thinking that it will appreciate much more. No, 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 folks. Yes, okay. If your home goes up, yes, okay, whatever, 10%. Whether the equity is taken out of that home or not, it would regardless go up 10% anyway. So, and you have all the risk if you leave that equity in there, and it's not me saying it anymore. You're okay. Federal Reserve Bank study says that it should be taken out, and then they are suggesting that you take the money out and you put it into IRAs and 401ks. And what I just showed you is yes, okay, we got better ways to even boost your IRAs and 401ks, so and that's the only difference. So, but folks, let me just share this example with you. Say if your home is worth $500,000, all right. In California, it's very difficult to find even a condo for $500,000. But as an analogy, just I want you to get it. $500,000, and it goes down just 10% only. All right, you will guaranteed lose $50,000 instantly. This is the math. All right, and if it goes down 20%, you would instantly lose $100,000. All right, that now we never stop to think it this way. Think about it. How long did it or does it take for you to save that 50,000 that you just instantly lost because either you were procrastinating to get that equity out, okay, and put it to work, or you were just you didn't know what to do. You knew that, okay, that prices could go down, but you didn't know, so you didn't take any action. Well, now you have no excuse. All right. Number one. Number two is, okay, to reduce your risk. Why did they say to reduce your risk? Folks, one risk is that you will instantly lose that money, right? Number two is we do not realize in California we live in earthquake and fire country, and in the rest of the country there is tornadoes and flooding and stuff like that. See, so and let me give you a real-time example. Remember that Hurricane Katrina a few years ago, and it hit Louisiana and Texas very hard, right? So this reporter goes up to okay, the mayor of Fort Arthur, Texas, who had just his home was flooded underwater, and he says, "Sir, you just lost your home. What do you have to say?" Then you know what that mayor said? He said, "Sadly, we had just paid off that home." All right. Remember when the reality hit? Then it was sadly we just paid it off, right? Before that, that same mayor, okay, was making extra payments to pay off that home. I want you to have that paid up home also. All right, but not the way we are used to use. Okay, no, 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 no. And now Federal Reserve Bank study says what we've been doing for so long, that hey, it should be okay taken out. Houses are meant to be lived in, not to store cash. And it should be growing in a side fund. Now you might be wondering that hey, in that side fund, that will be extra payments, when you take that equity out. Yes, there will be, but what I showed you earlier, okay, you'll be making much, much more money, okay, in that side fund than the cost of that mortgage to get that money out. Now, let me put some numbers again. I'm just giving you proof after proof for everything. All right. Now, these days you can get that, pull that money out for about 3 to 3.5%. And in that example, we just looked at it in that stock market. You lost proof the money also, and you made over 7% over there in the long run. All right. Just to keep it simple, it was 7.3% in that example that we said. So now, if you are borrowing it at 3 or 3.5%, let's just assume 3.5%, and you are making 7% on the other side in a tax-free environment, and this 3.5% could be tax deductible. So is it really costing you that 3 or 3.5%? No, if you are in a 33% tax bracket, it's costing you only about 2% to borrow that money, because then you get the tax deduction. All right, so and you have to check with your tax person to see if you can get the deductions on that or not. You're right. But anyway, now you have just, even if it was 3.5% cost and you are making 7%, this is called leveraging, and it's called using OPM, the other people money that is sitting trapped under the roof of your head, and you have all the risk on your back. When it goes down, you will lose it all. It would just be a very bad dream. All right. Now let me share with you the banks, right? When you go to take the deposits, make the deposits, they tell you, will give you half a percent or 1%, on the money that you deposit, right? On that same token, across the deposit window is sitting the bank manager there. You go to him, hey, I need to borrow some money, okay, for my, get the equity out of the house. He'll say, oh, we'll be glad to give you, okay, the current rate is, 3% or 3.5%. Doesn't matter. Let's just take it 3%. All right. So now they are giving you 1% to deposit the money across in that window, and they are loaning it to you at 3%. So there's a 2% spread, and usually okay, with the after expenses and stuff, banks work off of around 1% spread. All right. Now, if you were a CEO of that bank, you said, hey, folks, we paid $1 billion to make $3 billion, or to make even after expenses $2 billion. All right. So we paid $1 billion to make $2 billion. What do you think the people are going to say, or that bank stockholders will say, wow, this is the best CEO, he doubled our money. Now here in this example that I gave you, you borrow it at 3.5% and you are making 7. You are making 3.5%, and they work off of just 1% over there. Folks, this is amazing. This is amazing what you can do, but you have to act fast. This will be just a very, very bad dream once that panic starts to happen and the housing prices start to go down. So, Federal Reserve Bank says what we've been doing for a long time, and the information, okay, and is either below or at the top, and so do not miss out. You have to act fast, both to okay, stop your losses in the financial side of it, and to harvest your equity ASAP. And if you have any questions, like I said, I've given you, all the resources are either below or at the top, all right. And but if you have any questions, please feel free. I've given my email address there too, so feel free to send me an email. But do this thing, please. Give me the exact details as to what your question is, and then if you want a reply from me, then please put in your phone number in there. All right. And I'm terrible at typing, and I'm so busy these days, that so the best thing for me is to just pick up the phone and give you a call. And all right, now if you give me your cell phone, I'll even include some of the links and stuff like that where you can find help to resolve your concerns. All right, this is my service to you. All right. Now, I had promised you, okay, that I'm going to show you what are those. We are towards the end right now. I'm going to show you those IRS rules and the laws, that apply to take your money to whole new levels, or how you make Uncle Sam your business partner. Right here it is. It is those TEFRA, DEFRA, TEMRA laws. Excuse me. So the TEFRA, DEFRA, TEMRA laws, and here are those IRS rules. So here are the answers. IRS rules. Uncle Sam says if you set up the money according to these sections, and especially section 7702, all right, and it passes the litmus test with those TEFRA, DEFRA, TEMRA laws, then you can have your cake and eat it too, folks. This is the key right here. All right, rich and famous are using it every day, and so now another thing I had mentioned earlier, that hey, what if there was a program that could do everything, and put it on autopilot? Yes, let me share that with you also. All right, here it is. It's called the MFTAI program. Yes, okay. This is maximum funded tax advantage contracts. Yes, you are right. It's just an amazing program. And this MFTAI program, that we call it program, offers several unique benefits that other financial vehicles do not offer. All right. And there is just so many benefits in this one, but the main one, let me share it with you. It says, unlike IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, or any other private pension plans and stuff like that, with this one, there is no limits as to how much you can put it in. All right, you can put in 5,000, you can put in $5 million, 50 million, $100 million. It does not matter. All right, and IRS says, okay, when they are complying with this thing, right, and they say, well, I can call it a bucket analogy, right? So you tell IRS that, hey, okay, I want to dump in say $100 million. They will say, you have to get this size bucket, all right, to comply with those laws and stuff, right? And it's just the same thing that, hey, when you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and stuff, you need a bucket for your home. They have different sizes, small, medium, or large, you're right, and you pick the one that you want for your needs. Same thing right here too, all right? And so you can do it a couple of different ways. If you have whatever money you have, okay, you can get the bucket, open up that bucket now, and then dump in that money. Or you could, and then if you make more money later on, you can, okay, open up a second bucket after that. Or you could do it, open up a bigger bucket right now, and then as money keeps on coming, you just keep on dumping into it. And the other thing is, with all those other retirement and pension plans and stuff like that, there are age restrictions that you cannot touch your money okay, till age 59 and a half, and or if you are pretty successful and during retirement you do not need the money, and then they tax you heavily at if you do not take those RMDs, they call it required minimum distributions, by your age 70 and a half. I don't want you to be with any kind of restrictions. No, you don't need to be. Knowing what I know, you don't need to. With this one, your KRS tells you, hey, this is how much you can take out of this bucket whenever you feel like. All right. And so this is the most flexible. Now, this is what this program will do. And then within this program, everything is set up on autopilot, so you do not have to worry. And here's what, remember in the beginning I had mentioned, see that I want you to have financial security and peace of mind, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market. I showed you, how to loss proof that money. No matter what happens to the taxes, I showed you, okay, the best way is to have it tax free all the way, right? And I showed it to you. And then no matter what happens to your health, remember I mentioned that, that we do not realize we are the money making machine. What if you see, okay, this machine breaks down, and all your dreams that, hey, in retirement I'll like to have this kind of retirement and stuff like that, they come to a screeching halt, because at that time when you have that heart attack, stroke, cancer or something like that, and you're running to the doctors and hospitals, and income stops, bills don't stop, and financial disaster starts for most of the people. No. This thing becomes a self-completing program, up to those limits that you subscribe to, right? And then after that, it's going to, okay, set it up automatically only to get the upside of the stock market without the downside risk, right? And then you already tax-free the money, right? And then it becomes self-completing if you have health problems and stuff, and then set it up everything on autopilot, and all within one program. Now, knowing what I know, this is the option that I myself use also, right? Yes, okay. And but you can skin the cat many different ways. But everything that I described about, yes, okay, all within one program. There's the only one program that I know of. It's the MFTAI program, and you can check it out if your advisor already put you onto this program. Wow, then you don't have to worry about this thing. Then, but if not, then you have to. This is the way to get to that. Yes, yeah, right. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but some of these resources, how to get to these things, what are the details about them, are either below or at the top. So with this one, that's how. Okay, this is my wish for you also. I've given you all the tools in here, right? And if you still, you can need if you got confused or something like that, go back, watch this replay again, and so you'll refresh it, and the resources are there too. And then if you have any other questions, see my email address is there, so feel free to email me, but make sure that it's detailed email with your phone number in there if you want to get a reply from me personally. All right. So with that, this lifestyle is not for the rich and the famous anymore. It is for you and I. That we can. This is not a dream anymore. I already showed it to you. And if you missed it, if you joined, you missed something, go back and review this thing again. With that, I want to thank you so very much for your time, and blessings, and stay safe with your money and take action ASAP, if you are concerned about losing it. And if you are a homeowner, then you have to act very, very fast before that banks and lending institutions do not let you take that equity out. And if you have any questions, then feel free to shoot me an email with your phone number in it, and we'll be happy to help. That thanks. You have a great day. Bye bye now.